The question that gets asked quite often is, will my protection dog protect me? Or I want to buy a Malinois, Dutch Shepherd, German Shepherd, Rottweiler, Doberman, whatever protection breed there is, with the idea that this dog needs to protect you. Well, first of all, we have to look at that most of these protection dog breeds do have a instinct in them to protect, to look after a territory or anything like this. So yes, they have these instincts inside them, or bred inside them, where they will, in a way, protect. A lot of times it's like barking at something weird, or somebody comes near the fence and it'll bark or scare them away. But will this dog actually protect you? And that is the question that everybody wants to find out, because getting one of these dogs, the idea is there that it's going to protect me. So first of all, it does have that instinct to protect, but it doesn't have the behavior to protect. So what do I mean by the behavior? So behaviors get taught. So the first thing that you have to realize, that if you're looking at buying or purchasing puppy, you really don't know what you're purchasing. Let's say, for instance, that it is a reputable breeder, very good genetics. The dog's parents and their grandparents are all being known maybe for a protection sport that it was trained in, can handle these kind of stresses, and you decide you want to get a puppy. It's very difficult to decide which one of these puppies to take, because a lot of these dogs do have that instinctive behavior to protect, but or instinctive, I want to say behavior. They have this instinct inside them that to protect, but can they be trained the behavior? So when I say train the behavior, is can they go through the stresses of being trained from an early age, let's say from 6 weeks to 12 weeks in the imprinting phase, where a lot of the protection behavior gets taught to the dog, how to bite, start developing that prey drive in the dog. And that is what we have to look at, that although it does have the instinct to protect, it doesn't necessarily say it's going to be able to be trained to have the behavior to protect you. You need to think that this is very unnatural for a dog to fight a human being just for the sake of protecting somebody. So we have to understand that when we purchase a dog or a puppy, that it is not going to be able to protect you unless it's being trained through very, very good obedience, controlled aggression, and then from controlled aggression, taking it through to a scenario base of training. So, for instance, this dog needs to spend at least about 18 months of its life where it needs to be taught all these progressions of bite work. It needs to be trained how to be in prey drive. It needs to be trained how to be in defense drive, how to handle these stresses. Then we have to train it in scenarios. Just take, for instance, I always bring up this, and let's take, for instance, boxing. Let's take a fighter like Mike Tyson. He would have never been a world champion if he was not trained to be a boxer. Yes, he does have the genetics to do it. Yes, he does have that courage and that strength to do it. But if it wasn't for the training, the severe training that these guys go through, he would have never become to that level. And that's exactly how we have to look at it as well. And also, then when we go into training, is what kind of training? I always hear a lot of people say, I'm taking it to a good trainer, or I'm taking it to an ex-policeman that was a dog trainer. This doesn't necessarily say that these guys know how to train these dogs. These dogs that is going to protect you, that we want to train like a personal protection dog, the people that train these kind of dogs need to know exactly how to choose a puppy. What are they looking for? Does that dog suit your household, your style, your lifestyle? Can you control a dog? Because everybody wants the monster. And if you want to go and have a look at a video that we made on be careful what you wish for, and it explains to there, everybody wants the monster, but can you handle the monster? So coming back to our topic, where we want to say that will every dog protect you, any protection breed protect you? Highly, highly unlikely. First of all, very well socialized. You need a dog that is very well socialized. You need to have the dog that is genetically given, that is a social dog, that is a confident dog, that is the kind of dog that can handle the stresses of being trained for a protection dog. Very, very important. Second, secondly, let's just go into my fingers, the pinky finger. Here we go. So, is this dog trained then up to a certain period where he understands what the different drives is? Is he taken and shown hundreds and hundreds of different scenarios? Because this is important. The dog needs to understand, when do I need to protect? Is this a threat or is this not a threat? Because what can happen is the dog can bite somebody else, or somebody friendly, somebody's laughing, somebody's cheering, somebody's throwing their arms up in the air to cheer that goal or that try that's going to be scored, and your dog bites them. So your dog needs to understand, when am I supposed to protect you? And this comes through very, very good training and also scenario-based training. Without these skills, the dog is not going to protect you. So if you want to have a personal protection dog with the idea that this dog is going to protect you, make sure that you choose the right company or the right trainers to select and train this dog for you up to a level where the dog can protect you with various different scenarios. Otherwise, I must say, it is just as well as you wanting to say that a gun is going to protect me. A gun is not going to protect you. A gun is just going to lie on the table. If you don't know how to use it, you must probably shoot yourself. This is how important it is. It doesn't mean that it's a protection dog or it's a Malinois. It's going to protect you. And this is also, look out. If you want to buy a puppy, take somebody that knows how to select puppies. That's why I also say it's rather actually a little bit better just to buy a fully trained dog so that you can see what you have. The dog can be tested. Different scenarios can be given to the dog. You can see exactly what it is. The dog's temperament can be seen. The way it's around kids can be seen. And this all boils down to fantastic and good training, good socialization, and then also going down to genetics. Is the dog good enough to do that? So have a look out for our next videos. Thank you for listening. See you soon.